What up? Let's talk a little bit about Tesla, huh?
Now, look, we have a lot of Tesla haters in this world, a lot of skeptics, a lot of doubters. The people who doubted Tesla, who bet against Elon, a lot of people shorted this stock. In fact, this was one of the most shorted stocks of the past 5 years. Tesla shorts have lost a lot of money betting against this company, betting against Elon. This stock did 1,000% of the past 5 years. It did 130% over the past year. It made me a lot of money as one of my bigger positions in my portfolio.
You hear that? Tesla has a lot of haters, and it's also been the most shorted stock for the past 5 years, even though it's up 1,000% in the past 5 years. It's very true. There's a lot of people out there who have something against Tesla and they want them to lose. And there's a lot of people losing tons of money over the situation. It's like, why? Why not just jump on board and get the gains instead of wishing that a company does bad, especially when this company has a track record of doing very well and they're on track to do even better? I mean, this is just my opinion, it doesn't mean I'm right.
But look at what I'm saying here. This is a $10 trillion company by 2030, in my opinion, which means it's going to more than 10x within the next 7 years. Now, if I'm right, this is going to be another huge home run for me. If I'm wrong and Tesla only grows 10 to 15% a year, so be it. It's still going to make a lot of money. Because you see, the beauty of this company is not just the fact that it has an enormous amount of ceiling. In fact, I would say it's almost unlimited. It can easily do $10 trillion and maybe more by 2030. But the floor is very, very hard. It's going to be hard for Tesla not to grow just slightly, even if they do nothing but sell EVs for the next 7 years. So for me, when I'm analyzing this company and I'm seeing almost an unlimited amount of upside and very low risk, this is a very attractive candidate for me.
Wow, that's crazy. For Tesla to even get to that market cap, a lot of people can't even fathom how that would even happen. But right now they're currently trading at a $600 billion market cap, somewhere in that area. And by 2030, there's a lot of talk around the town that they're going to reach a market cap of $10 trillion or more. And they have lots of catalysts that will be able to get them there. But even if they were just selling cars, they would probably get to maybe $1 trillion. But to get to 10 trillion, that's pretty impressive. We're going to see history being made in the next few years. By 2030, we're going to see something that we've never seen before. And I'm looking forward to it because I'm a Tesla investor. And that only means one thing for me. My investment is going to make me more bread.
Currently, Tesla sells about 17% of the entire global EV market. It's pretty much tied neck and neck with BYD, which is something I predicted about 2 years ago. I said BYD is going to be number 2. They're currently neck and neck. It's not really important which one of them will take 1 and 2, but both of these companies will dominate the global EV industry. It's pretty clear. Now, in the United States, North America, Tesla dominates completely. There's no BYD here. About 50% of the sales in North America is Tesla. Rest of the world is going to be half and half. China is going to be dominated by BYD. And that means that Tesla by 2030 sells 10 to 20 million vehicles. And a lot of you are going to jump up and say, well, Tom, how will they even make 10 to 20 million vehicles in 7 years? They're building factories all the time. Tesla's really good at ramping up. So I wouldn't be worried about their capacity. It's all about creating market, which is currently what they're doing.
So people don't really know that BYD, or just in general, that the Chinese EVs are going to be coming and taking over the spaces of where American car companies could have been making EVs. But a lot of people think that the EV market is not in demand, that it's going away. But little did they know, there's a huge swing of EVs that are coming. And there's a lot of companies that are probably going to be put out of business or to shame from the competitors coming from the Chinese area. Right now, yes, like he said, America is dominating North America. But over there in China, they have BYD, and BYD is really taking over a big part of the cars that are coming out over there. And like he said, it's going to be probably 1 or 2. Tesla's going to be in the first place, or maybe BYD in first place interchangeably. But pretty much after them, it's going to be a bunch of other Chinese cars that are just taking over. A lot of people don't see it coming, but this is what's really happening. And hey, I'm just here to deliver the news, Boy, I tell you, full self-driving. A lot of people just don't believe that this is even going to happen. This is a real thing. This is a real deal, okay? And if you are not in the business of making cars drive by themselves, there's a good chance that your car company will go out of business, right? I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but from all the information that I've been gathering and seeing how the trend has been going, it does seem pretty obvious that at some point, cars will be driving themselves. And I know a lot of older people, who are probably over the age of 30 or 30 something, are like, no way, I want to drive my own car. But they don't realize that the young teens who are probably 12, 13, 14, when they get to 18, 19, 20, the idea of just jumping in a car that doesn't have a person driving, for them, is going to be just so much easier. And the trend will continue. And eventually driving will be something that's obsolete, maybe even illegal, especially if driving a self-driving car is safer than a human driver. It may even in the future just be illegal for humans to drive, especially when the data is there. You can't fight data, and facts don't care about your feelings, you know what I'm saying? And of course, the final catalyst, which is way under the radar, is the Tesla humanoid robot. A lot of people are like, Boston Dynamics are way ahead of Tesla. They've been doing it for so much longer, blah, blah, blah. But Boston Dynamics themselves has said that Tesla is far ahead when it comes to their robots being able to operate on their own. Instead of programming them to do like tricks or obstacles, the humanoid robot from Tesla is actually just learning how to be like a person. Instead of being programmed, it's going to walk around on its own and take care of tasks and do all types of things. Eventually it's going to learn to think for itself. Maybe scary to a lot of people now, but I mean, this is the difference between having a robot that is programmed to do obstacles and courses and party tricks. Like, this robot is going to be just like you and I. We're going to be able to get up and do what it wants or do what it should or something like that, to survive in the world. But this time is coming. And these are the things that we believe will get Tesla to that $10 trillion market cap by 2030. And if we're off by a little bit, that's fine. Even if it's, 8 trillion or 5 trillion, it's still ridiculous. So, well, just like always, tune in next time for some more information about Tesla and where the automobile market is going. And I'll be here to keep dropping some news that I'm gathering from the world out here. Hey, see you next time, right? See you tomorrow.